Oh, we got one trying to get to the dock. Nice. A little head shake. This is pretty blue. Oh, he's not hooked solidly. Oh no. All right, guys, I promise you, it is springtime, believe it or not. But it's chilly this morning. The bad part is, I say bad part. The ironic part is, it's gonna be pretty decent here in a little while. Not getting super hot today, but chilly this morning, down in the 30s. It's why I would argue with my recently departed neighbor. Love you, Ray. He wanted to get that garden in as soon as it got warm. And I was like, Ray, wait till April 15th. That's the time here according to the almanac. Would wait. He wouldn't get it frosted and freeze. It's not April 15th yet, a day away or so, but it's proof that the whole almanac's right. But anyway, I'm out here rigging up, trying some shallow water fishing. Believe it or not, only sitting in about 4 feet of water. So we're gonna see what happens. I've got some tackle that a lot of y'all like to use, and that's some spinning reels. These are from Catfish Pro. This is the 600 STS, is about a 6,000 class, which is all you need for catfish. Got Santee rigs on them. These are a medium heavy rod. I'm gonna try to convince them to make a medium action rod. We'll see if that happens, but this will catch any catfish in the country. And we're gonna see if we can get onto one. Got some baits. We're just gonna scatter them out here, fan cast them out around the boat, and see what's in here. See if the fish are pulled up in here. It's a time of the year when, Scott already got a rig, when you can catch fish in some super shallow water. If they're there, we've got 61-degree water. It's not super warm, but definitely off its winter temps, and it is trending warmer. That is the good thing. It is slowly, day by day, getting warmer. Then you have a couple of cold nights like this, and it kind of puts the brakes on it. But again, we'll just get these put out around the boat. 20-pound Andy line. Some of these combos come with line on them. I like Andy line. I swap mine out. If you're just kind of getting into fishing and looking for a combo that's already rigged up, a bunch of these come with line already on them. I'm just an Andy fan, and I love their line. Plus, I really think the blue line with the yellow anodized spinning reel kind of looks kind of sexy. So it's a good looking combo. But I'm only running 20-pound. I know if y'all watch my videos, you'll see a lot of them, and I'm running 30-pound. I've got that on my other rigs, but as I've said before, a lot of that was for planer boards back in the day, and I just started ordering it and kept on using it. So that's way too big a hook for that little bitty bait, but I'm gonna throw it out anyway. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. That one out that way. Boom. And these have a bait feeder. I'll explain that in a minute, which is cool. Especially, some of y'all like letting fish run with your bait. I'm not a big fan of it. You've heard me say that before. I like the circle hook to do its job and set the hook. But some people do. Some people are bank fishing and may not have their rods in the appropriate rod holder and don't want the rod getting pulled in the water. So I kind of get that. That is some construction going on behind me. Hopefully everyone's out of bed in the house next door to it, because that's horrendously loud. But a bunch of these I didn't have rigs on, so I'm getting them strung up. But what I'm gonna do is get these out. We'll see what bites. We'll talk a little bit about shallow water fishing in the spring, and hopefully we'll catch a fish. He is on. He is on. Hooked up. Hooked up, hooked up. That one's pulling a little bit of drag. So much we got on there. We ain't got a lot. I don't torque these things down. That is nice. By the way, you adjust the drag right up here on a spinning reel. This back here is the bait feeder, and that's a separate knob. We'll talk about that in a minute, explain to you how these things work. But That was a nice little run, little pull. I think I blew my cork off. I see my cork out there on top of the water. Sometimes that'll happen depending on what they hit first. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Is he nettable? It's a pretty good bend on this rod. These things to be a medium heavy. Oh, he's gonna be nettable. He's a big male. Let me get my net. Boom, there goes another rod right there on that corner going. I'm telling you guys, action brings action. I always like to get my net wet. Yep, that one there's dragging a bait off. Doesn't look like as big a fish. That's a heavy male. Nice fish, nice fish. Hooked up here. Let's see if we can ease him up and see if we can get him. Oh, there he goes, taking some. Oh yeah, big male, big male. Let's get him over here and get him in the net. Come on, big boy. Come on. In the net, yes sir. Yes sir. We got one. Good looking fish. Good looking fish. Oh yeah, he's in the teens. We'll take that all day long. Where's my boga hiding? Oh, my boga's right there. There we go. Get a look at that big boy. I'm gonna start using my boga grip again because I tore my hands up down on watery trying to manhandle fish. Yeah, big wide mouth. Don't care what the biologists say. That's a male catfish. I'll argue it. About 14 pounds. Nice fish. Heck yeah. No real spawn damage yet. They're just up in here snooping around. Find them a good place to nest up. Getting a little coloration to them. Good looking fish. Let's get him back alive. Shoot. Now this one was the one that, well, yeah, he's run completely in a different direction. Yeah, small fish. That's all right. We don't discriminate. This is on chicken. The other is on herring. So I got a little mix out here. Got some cut baits and some chicken. Just to see what's working. Nice channel cat. We're happy to have them. Got a little mud damage there. Maybe a little inactivity. Let's get him back alive. All right, guys, 2 in the boat, back to back, really quick. I always say action brings action. You get one feeding, man, it'll sometimes spark another bite. But one's a male, looks like a typical spring male. Doesn't have any scars on him yet. It's a little bit early for the fighting to be taking place. But they're up here, and you know they're doing some looking and snooping around. And fired up, typical fired up male. Water's 60 degrees. I just took a look at the sonar unit, so it's you know, it's in the lower end of it's getting good time, but fishing's getting better and better and better, and fish are starting to show up here. So the bigger one was on herring. I've got some river herring that I bought. We've got a bait dealer down near here that gets those out of the Santee Cooper chain of lakes, and good bait to use. I was using it fishing down on Lake Wylie some last week, and decided to grab some just to make my day easier. And I also got some chicken out. Can't pass up chicken. The channel cat came on the chicken bait, so I usually do a better job of having them staggered, and I usually know what's on each rod, but I'm kind of slack. And since I've got 3 pink rods and 3 orange rods, I should have picked one, but I don't know. I guess I'm just not in, I'm off my game. I'm off my game, but shallow water, 4 feet of water, you can catch them in here. You guys that are bank fishing, you can catch fish in these conditions. It does vary. They're not there all the time. Not all water's equal. Not all water's good day to day, but it's that time of the year when this kind of fishing gets good. So see if we can stick one more. I think we got one on this one. Boom. Another small fish. We got a small fish going here, guys. That's all right. That's all right. At least I'm getting bit. If I'm catching small ones, at least, oh, this is a really little one. At least keeps me entertained and in place, waiting on some bigger fish, which sometimes they can take a little bit. Little channel. That one hit a piece of cut bait. Pasted a hair in a small channel. Ooh, he little. I don't mind catching channels. I just prefer they're a little bit bigger. I'll reset my timer anyway, so let's get this baby back out. I think I'm gonna go to the 20-minute rule. Yeah, part of the reason I like bringing out spinning tackle like this is, well, I mean, to show you folks that you don't have to spend a fortune to go catch some catfish. These rod and reel combos are very affordable. I'll put you a link down in the description where you can check them out and check the pricing on it, just to see where it's at in current. There's no telling when you watch this video. You may watch it 10 years from now and obviously the price will go up, but I can tell you they're very, very affordable. Some of these combos are sold in Walmarts depending on where you're at in the country. And anyway, I'll have a link in the description where you can check it out. But yeah, you don't have to spend a ton of money in the world of catfishing. That's one of the things that is so appealing about it and so nice, is that you can get into it very affordably. Now, you can spend a lot of money. You've seen videos of mine where I'm using some very expensive gear, and that's great. You know, some people have more confidence in that. Depending on where you're fishing, you may need something more rugged with heavier line. I don't know, but I think for a lot of people that are starting out, just getting into it, maybe want to explore the sport to see how they like it, they may not want to invest a lot of money in gear and tackle, and that's why I like using this stuff. And you know, this is a good affordable brand that you can go with. So you know, if you're looking to go fishing, go with what you've got first of all. That's what I tell people from the beginning. Fish with what you've got, and then if you decide you like it, maybe you need something a little bit bigger, then you can upgrade and you can go from there and get into stuff. And again, don't be thinking you got to have bait casters. There's advantages to them, no doubt whatsoever. And you know, there's disadvantages. Generally speaking, they're going to cost you more money. And you know, but it can be intimidating with the casting. So spinning tackle, I mean, really anybody can throw these things. It's not as big a deal. So hopefully we get into a good fish out here, a big one that puts it to the test. I've got a video out. I'll try to remember to put the link in where I was fishing with these same combos when I was first trying them out. And I think I caught a 32, 35, something like that on it. So there's nothing has even tested them yet. I may have to drag them down to the coast this year and do some shark fishing and let them really get stretched. But good reels, good combos, and again, fish with what you got first, and then once you've outgrown that, you can go with something a little bigger, maybe a little more expensive, and maybe something pretty like one of these pink rods. All right, got one eaten, guys. Got one eaten. This is I went to a new location and paired my stuff up. Cut baits on pink, chickens on orange. Got a kayak that's coming up here in a second. I'll probably be talking to him, so FYI. If the fishing gets weird, we'll circle back and talk about this at the end. There we go. There we go. Raising him up to the top. Let's see who we got here. Boom, good looking blue. Simmer sassy, simmer sassy, simmer sassy, come here. Easy. Got him, come here. Look at man. Good looking blue cat. Most likely a young male. Small one. Eating some chicken. Get back alive. So yeah, I changed spots. Came up here just to try a little different location. I caught those, I think, what was it, 3 fish down there, and kind of put my 20-minute rule into effect, and decided to make a move. Came up to this spot. I was honestly had my timer going, and I'll take a look at it and see where it's at here. All right, you can see right there, it's at 33 minutes. So it was around a half hour when I got bit. So I was pretty close to moving. Generally, when I go to this shallow water stuff, I'll give it about 30 minutes. And then I move. Now, for you guys that are bank fishing, you don't always have that option to move. Sometimes you got to wait it out and just wait for the fish to come to you. And, you know, that can be tough. That is the advantage of having a boat. You can pick up and move. Bank fishing, you got to get it out. And, you know, sometimes it can be a certain time of the day. This is, you know, generally it's going to warm up during the day. Some of these fish may pull up shallower when that happens. And that's something to keep in mind. That's where you have to have patience. I do pretty good with patience. I could have sat in that last spot for hours if I was catching, even if I was catching little fish. I just feel like if those fish are feeding, other fish can feed and bigger fish can feed. I'm a lot more patient. When I'm not getting bit, I want to move, and you know, I want to catch fish. Big ones, yeah, that's great, but you know, a bite keeps me sitting somewhere. And a lot of times in these places, you can be catching little fish, and you're thinking, there's no big fish around, and then poof, those little fish quit biting, and there's a little lull, and then boom, you start catching bigger fish. But it's been a decent bite. It's, you know, it's about a fish every 35-40 minutes. It's kind of, you know, on average, that's what I would consider a slower bite. It's not bad, but I don't know. We got 4 fish, so it's not terrible. I haven't been out here a super long time, so you know, but it's not on fire, and that's the way it is in the spring. You know, a lot of times this could pick up middle of the day. It could pick up late in the day, and you just got to be out there fishing. Again, I put out on the pink Catfish prey rods, I put out the cut baits, and on the orange ones, I put out the chicken, and that's one on chicken. So I think we're split now. I think we've had 2 on chicken and 2 on perch. So I think these fish will hit about whatever this time of the year. Some of it is specific depending on, you know, maybe they're more inclined to hit a cut bait if they're feeding on shad or something. I don't know. I just like to put a mix out and see what's happening and see what works. So and they're just kind of fan cast out around the boat. So it's pretty much that simple. And I know people go, it's not, I can't catch fish where I'm at. A lot of it depends on how many fish you've got where you're at. And you know, we have good days here, we have great days here, we also have bad days, just like anywhere. Matter of fact, there goes a rod right there getting hit with a piece of cut bait. We'll see if that one hooks up. But it's you know, it's fishing, it's spring fishing. It's a great time to be out here. Look at the trees, they're turning, they got leaves on them. You look at some videos a couple weeks ago, wasn't none on them. And it's finally starting to warm up here late in the morning. So that kayaker's having a good day going up through here, enjoying a beautiful day on the water. And no boat traffic up here. It's nice if you can fish and get out and fish. Guys, I've only got 3 rods out and I'm already hooked up. Decided to try some bank fishing, as I call it. Any of you guys that are bank fishermen, I'm casting these baits right to where you're standing. You can see I'm parked right behind some houses out here, and sitting in 16 feet of water. I'm probably throwing up in 4 feet, maybe shallower. And this was a chicken bait. Literally, I've got 2 other rods out. I ain't even wound that one tight, and hooked up. We'll take it. Make sure these have got a little tension on them. Heck yeah. There we go. Get him over here and around. Nice looking blue cat. That right there is fun fishing. Oh, that's a fat blue. That is a fat one. Come here, fatty McFat. He's bigger than I thought. He's bigger. Female. Boom, got it. Woohoo. Bangy, bangy. People up here eating breakfast, and I'm catching fish off their dock. Again, if y'all were fishing off the bank, you could catch these fish. Again, that one's on chicken. Orange rod's got chicken out. I gotta get the rest of the rods in the water, and this fish too. Yeah guys, made a move just to try something different. I gave that a pretty good little sit up there, and I actually had an anchor break free, and I said, you know what, ain't no point in resetting. Decided to come down here and try this literally right off the bank. Sometimes this can work this time of the year. This area here is getting some sunlight. It's a little clearer water, which means it's going to heat up a little bit quicker. We're at 65.6 degrees here. So yeah, when you get something that's getting hit with the sun like this a lot more during the day, and you've got clear water, a little more light penetration, that dingy water does hold heat better, but it doesn't get the light penetration, and it doesn't heat up as fast. So anyway, it is what it is. We've got some warmer water. Might be a little more activity in here, because usually that means you're going to get more activity out of other fish like shad and crappie and everything else that may be moving up shallow. You know, 65-ish, that's crappie spawning temps. I don't know if it's holding here long enough. There's some crappie going to the bank. Regardless, is it widespread? Don't know. Usually that crappie spawn takes a while for it to go through the entire process, and those catfish are in feeding on them the whole time, and that may have been what that fish was doing. That was on the chicken though, so I think our chicken's winning over our cut bait free too. So again, this is a location. If you look out through here, I would be throwing, you would be throwing past where my baits are. Most people would bank fishing, literally just a underhanded cast off the bank. So that's where that fish was. We're gonna catch more, who knows? That may be the only fish in here. We might have hit one in the head and got lucky, but it does show that sometimes you need to put some of them baits up and down the bank instead of trying to throw out as far as you can. Fish are, especially catfish, are not always in the deepest part of the lake or river that you're in. So just be cognizant of that as you're fishing. Sometimes you need to put some of them baits up and down that bank, because that bank may be where those fish are going to feed. So you know, this like I was saying earlier, this isn't crazy on fire bite wise, but overall, putting 5 fish in a boat, a couple of blues, I'm happy. Oh, we got one trying to get to the dock. The brake's off. We ain't gonna let that happen. Seeing what kind of mess I got here. Yes, I was up there looking at something on the phone and looked back to see a rod peeling off. Get that one. Boom. Nice. A little head shake. It's taken about, again, bite's not on fire, about 30 minutes between fish. But another nice fish. Work this one to this side of the boat. 20-pound Andy line, by the way. This is the monster. It's the same as the high vis that I use, but this is pretty blue. Oh, he's not hooked solidly. Oh no. Oh, I should net him. I should be netting this fish. Got him. About 12 pounds. Got some fans up on the bank there. Good looking fish, guys. Nice chunky butt. Blue cat. These are Catfish Pro rods. Oh yeah? Very cool. You got some good fish out here. Got a good fan up there watching it. He actually said he has some Catfish Pro rods. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Back alive. That was pretty cool, chatting with a young man that lives there who happens to use these same rods. So like I said, you can get these things at Walmart. There's a lot of Walmarts around the country that have them. But yeah, another good fish. Again, shallow, probably 4 or 5 feet of water. That one on cut bait. Fish number 6. We've tied the score. It's 3 and 3. So again, it's taken about 30 minutes to catch a fish. It's about every 30 minutes, 35 minutes. It's not an explosive bite, but honestly, listen, if you're out here fishing for 6, 7, 8 hours, you've had a pretty good day of catching. And if you're catching fish to eat, you've got several fish that are worth eating there. So very good deal. You know, it's we always look for the best days where we're catching a ton of fish, but man, this is a good catch rate. Good number of fish, good size to the fish. Not giants, not tournament winning fish, but I think fish that most people will be happy with. Again, if you're bank fishing, you'd probably be throwing past where I'm putting these baits. So keep that in mind if you're fishing from the bank. A lot of times those fish, especially in the springtime as this water temperature warms up, are going to be right there along the bank, and you don't need fancy gear, expensive tackle to do it. If you have access to cut bait, usually you do. If you're on the bank, you can catch some bluegill. Bluegill are within, you know, casting distance of the bank now, so they can be caught. But we've caught 3 of the fish on chicken, so who knows, we may have caught just as many fish had we not had anything but chicken out there. So don't get too preoccupied with that. The biggest thing is get out there and spend as much time as you can fishing in the boat, fishing on the bank, whatever it takes, because time is the great equalizer when it comes to catching a lot of fish and catching big fish.